Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Yathagnir-dahika shaktihi Ramakrishne stita hiya Sarva-vidya swarupam tam Sharadam pranamamyaham. Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukhaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Namaste to you all. The difference between the Eastern and Western culture, we are passing through various understandings. Now, this time, today, we will take up the time concept, how the time concept differs from East to West, Eastern culture and Western culture, vast difference in understanding of time. And time, how we understand time, so we live. The understanding of time is flowing down in us from the culture. We are growing with people in the society. We are growing with people at home. From childhood, if orientation gets formed of looking upon time in a particular way. Now when we come to Indian context and Hindu context, there is transcendental reality which is eternal, unchanging. The time of the eternal is always somewhere indestructible, unchanging eternal reality is there. And that is my goal, ultimate goal, that understanding is there. So time is a different understanding, especially with respect to Hinduism, and of course a little of the Buddhism also, because there is the transcendental aspect. In other parts, Western countries, there is no transcendental. Beyond bodily existence, soul is there. But the eternity of the soul, independent of all the bodily existence and nature, is not there. Because after the universe transcending the whole universe and the whatever exists to be in his own glory. Similarly, the beyond the universe, unchanging eternal reality in which the universe appears, the transcendental aspect of creation, that concept of transcendence and transcendental of eternity is not there. When they use the term eternity, divinity, spirit, spirituality is always relative understanding. Here it is absolute understanding. When we think of the absolute, there is nothing else other than that. No universe, nothing, no beings. It is one absolute existence. Then only we call it absolute. So the time concept, we'll take this up a little later, but how this time affects the human existence and how the people behave and act, that part we will try to understand. Now, how we understand time is how we live. So we live. The human attitude towards life and the build of the society, how the society has come up, how my life is going on, it depends upon the product of past, how the whole country, whole nation, as a global entity has come up with respect to nature, with respect to divine, how it has come up, that that decides my lifestyle and build up the social structure. The nations with long history that survived wars, like in the West, Eastern is little spiritual, Western is always conquest and the things like that. So long history, which has survived a number of wars, great achievements they have attained, lived in kingdoms, hold on to the past, and the rushing forth nations, they don't care for the past. I want to go ahead. I want to thrust through. Such people hold on to the present. They don't much worry about the past and the future. Less attention they pay. It is the past that guides and governs our orientation for the future. How I am going to build up. Time leads time. The past time is leading my time that's going to come. So here we see certain cultures have past-oriented tendency, some have present-oriented tendency, and some have future-oriented tendencies in their outlook. This is how the time is affecting our life. For some, time is so precious. Some, it is not so. So, these three aspects we see: past-oriented culture, present-oriented culture, and future-oriented cultures. The past-oriented culture, they place strong emphasis on traditions, ancestors, viewing past to be guiding the future. And the present-oriented people focus on the present issues. Whole attention is on the present issues. No past, no future, much attention. And future-oriented, long-term plans, they have planning, scheduling. These things we see in the future-oriented people. And the West and East look upon time concept with entirely different, in the background of entirely different lights, as if different understanding of the time concept. East and West not only varies, and country to country, small differences. Now you see Swiss and Italy in the European background. They are neighbors. Their outlook of time is entirely different. They don't tally at all. So the East and West differs. Country to country there is difference of understanding of time. So two major ways that we find is how the time is perceived. Is flow of time as linear. Constantly time is flowing like a river from mountain. The river is flowing down. It is a continuous flow of time. Linear, it is going on and on as if. The other is the circular. The time is going and coming again and again. Circular understanding. And in linear also, there are two understandings. One of the linear who hold on to one thing at a time. The whole attention is given to one schedule, one thing, and one task. They attend to the whole attention. And the other is multitask. Though time is linear, I can do many things at a time. There is a group which says, no, only one thing at a time. This is the difference within the linear aspect of those who follow the linear aspect of time. And we see the flow of time, linear or circular, both have what we in technical terms we use is monochronic and polychronic. Monochronic is one idea I hold on to, one planning I hold on to and try to achieve. My whole thing, attention is on that, how to achieve that. I can concentrate whole my being in that, I can flow in that, I can achieve this one. Other group is polychronic. They can have, why should I spend in one? I can do multiple tasks at a time. That this we see this cultural difference between these two strongly we see. Now take for the eastern countries we take usually India, China, Japan and all these as the standards. And West we take America as the standard, US. So when we come to the American time understanding, it is truly, they consider time as money, wealth, money. Every moment is precious for them. It is how they look at time is it is very difficult to understand. It is something precious. Time is precious. For us also, when we see in the spiritual context of transcendence of nature, there we come into picture. Every second, every moment of life is so precious. Here comes to life is precious. Time is passing, we see, but life is precious. There in American, this one, it is time itself is money. It is source of all attainments. It flows like from mountain, river, it's flowing like a spring coming out and flowing. To avail benefit, you have to run with the time. They expect you to run with the time. And you can do maximum thing. Americans are people of action. They cannot sit idle. Past is over, but the present is there. Time is there. Maximum you can, as much as you can seize, make it work for you. Move with definite schedules, steps. They have a past, over, present is there, future is yet to come. So this past, present and future in a line. It is like an arrow going for Americans. And how they schedule is the perfect planning. Past is over, leave it. Present is A, B, C, D, E. This is my schedule for today, for the present. And then next month is going to come. I have already thought of this month is passing. There is lot of time, we don't think of the next month, usually. They have already formed a setting in the mind how that next month will be. And after that, worries of the still next month. One of the companies there, when so many employees were being disposed of in different institutions. One institution, I don't remember the names and all, they did not send any person. They said 5 years back, we knew what was going to be the future and we have already planned 5 years back how we have to manage the affairs. So much of planning. This planning is there. In US, you see, you have to make money. And otherwise you are nobody. You must have money or you are nobody. They speak of wasting time, spending time, budgeting time, all this, saving time, all this in terms of time and money, time and money. This seems to be logical for when we see the background of the American life and style of living. It seems to be very logical. But when we try to apply it in other cultures or compare with the other cultures, it stands nowhere. They have an entirely different understanding of time. There we see, when we compare now some Spanish or person, his ideas and ideals, the other people, French poets are there, Spanish people are there, they're fine painters, they are all good painters. Now, hours and hours they spend in painting this one, days after days, months after months. Poets, they spend time. Are they wasting their time? A fisherman in Portuguese, he spends 2-3 hours to catch one fish. He's sitting with the rod, looking. He's spending 2 hours to catch a fish. Is he wasting time? When we come to Indian context, the ascetics, they sit months after months, sometimes fasting, sometimes with meager food, in caves. Buddhist monks sitting somewhere in meditation. Christian monks kneeling down in prayers hours after hours. Are they wasting time? This question comes. And not only in America, there are majority of the Western countries have that linear version of time and action. So it makes perfect sense to Westerners, but it would carry less weightage to the other classes, especially when we come to Britain and all that, British people who would believe in a realistic way when viewed. The southern European countries where authority, privilege, birthright are more important than time. They negate at every turn, they negate this idea of one thing at a time and scheduled life. So the Eastern world would wonder, now in India and all these places, China and all, they'd wonder, oh, we need what you are seeking. We want money, we want wealth. But why run after it day and night like that? Have some leisure. Care for other things which are around. Don't be always possessed by money, wealth and time. Nature is so nice. Look at the plants and trees and animals, how they are living beautifully, joyfully. Live like that. So this is the understanding which we give. And now the another aspect of when we come to the Eastern itself, but Britain and all these South European countries, they have multiple activity type of understanding. There we see the multiple tasks, they do simultaneously so much. Simultaneously, every day they attend to so many activities. Simultaneously, they can, multitasking is possible for them so spontaneously. I am not single-minded and single-scheduled. They say we can do many things. Prioritizing is there. Relationship, they give more importance to the relationship than the strict schedules. The southern European countries, the multi-active rather than they are linear active. Linear active people like Westerners, pure Westerners like Americans, and there is a large contrast between these two. These are multiple active people. The more things they can do every day, the more happy they feel, more achievement they feel. Oh, I could do this much, I could do that much. They organize their time and lives in an entirely different way from Americans, Germans and Swiss and these Western countries. From them, this is entirely. The multiple active people are very much interested in schedules. They are interested and punctuality, but not possessing it, holding on to it. The Spanish people competing, they have a different attitude towards life. The human transaction is the best for them to spend, the Spanish people. They want to spend more and more time for human transaction than in materialistic understanding. They have a different attitude towards the life. And Germans believe in simple truth, that is scientific truth. But Spanish people are always conscious of double truth, the immediate and the far off. Immediate, they are immediate, and they something like poetical understanding. Immediate they have to attend, and at the same time, far off understanding. Oh, this relationship which is coming, suppose in business, I am dealing with one person. He comes late, I accept. These people accept multiple task people, multi-activity people. For them, the long-standing relationship, they want to continue for longer time. Timeless. Our relationship, it is long outstanding. It must be long continuing also. So they don't mind a person not coming in time, scheduled time, or not making payments in proper time. Oh, it's all right. For them, the relationship is more important than the money matters, and that strict scheduling and all, they avoid. The Germans look this way and Spanish look this way. The same entity from opposite sides. We can see if we put pictures, and then if the Spanish people, they see the immediate and the beyond. Immediate and the beyond. The Americans and Westerners, they see only one truth, scientific truth. Germans and Americans and all, their immediate truth. This is it. They don't have that is, brain is more stronger than the heart. Here, in the multiple activity people, heart is participating apart from brain. Their only brain is participating. I have to do this work, I have done, finished. There it is not there. If it is not finished, doesn't matter. We can think of the tomorrow. When this is then we come into the Eastern culture. The time is cyclic. Then neither linear nor in the multiple task linear. They do have deep connection with nature. They love to live, Easterners, they love to live in tune with nature. Nature is so beautiful. I am product of nature. Why should I move away from nature? Like all plants, trees, animals, I too shall live with the nature. This tendency makes everything they observe nature, and when I am tuning to nature, everything is going in cyclic order and circular. The time is circular. Sunset, sunrise, again sunset, sunrise. Oh, sunset is over. No, tomorrow it's going to come again. Sunrise is over. No, it's going to come again tomorrow. Somebody says it's already 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock comes every day, twice a day. Why are you worried? That kind of, to be one with nature. They have deep connection with nature's rhythm, cycles, and perceiving time as cyclical based on the seasons, how they move, day and night, how they move, the planets and other things, heavenly bodies, how they move, everything going on. You look at the rain, water becoming cloud and falling rain, seed and tree, cycle going on, then egg and hen, cycle going on. All things are going in cyclic order. Time is going in a cyclic order. The whole creation, the universe itself dissolves in the absolute, again manifests. It is dissolving to come up again. Sun is setting to again emerge out. So this cyclic, they have a tendency, they accommodate everything, including death and birth. You see the animals. When I was in forest, I used to see animals gladly at birth, how they jump about and move about in nature, searching for food and this and that. In groups and individual, they move about. As they grow old, if food is not there, they don't weep. They start searching here, there. But they don't become morose. Living a total acceptance. I have come here into the nature, how nature keeps I'm happy. That kind of attitude in all animals, including insects and all you see. And as the time goes and death is nearing, you can see they no more are able to go for grazing. After a little distance, they sit down. The last few days, they try to sit for a day or two. They want to get up, they can't get up. But total acceptance, if they are able to get up or not able to get up, total acceptance. How they came in birth, same way, calmly, without struggling, without repenting, no repentance. Joyfully, dignified way they live the body, being with nature. So, bodily existence, our bodily existence is a part of nature. And this life, how we have to manage. Are we after the materialistic attainments only in life, and while dying we'll struggle with, as we grow old, all mental strains and stresses with that? Are we not able to live with others as one? So in these cultures, time is viewed neither as linear nor as event-related multitasking. Every day sun rises, sets, seasons come and go, heavenly bodies are moving, people are taking birth, growing and dying and going away. Seeds are becoming trees are becoming seeds, and trees die away. And all this, egg and hen, all this is going on in a cyclic way. And everything moves with unbroken continuity. Time moves with unbroken continuity, with nature, as a part of nature. We will come to the other part. how the Indian concept of the time. It is an entirely different way the Indian concept of time is viewed. We will try to concentrate on that. I think within a class I will be able to finish the Indian understanding of time. So Buddhists also, the same trend of the Hinduism is flowing. They were Indian origin Buddhists. So Buddha lived in India as Hindu and then brought up a new way of living as Buddhist. So the karma theory, the time understanding is same thing is flowing. Not only according to that, not only the time is circular. Our life also is circular. And when you come to Hinduism, life is not only circular, but is cyclically going on again and again, birth and death, till we get enlightenment. So the time concept. For today, we'll stop with this, and then any questions or anything we'll see. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dritavigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. We will have a better and clear understanding. I am sending within a day or two what I have talked today to you all, and just to go through it, you will have a clear understanding of the not only of time, of the people and world, how each person is his orientation of life, the social orientation, how a person is rushing towards, another is looking at the past and walking, another is seeing entirely future, another is attending to present alone. It is not as if it is a racial factor, as if it is a national way, social structure of each country or nation. It is beautiful to know, understand. Just go through the article that I am going to. It will be in a little more detailed way I try to present. All right, for today, Jai Ram Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj. We have one question. The success measure for all the nations seem to be around economic progress, except Bhutan. India also moving towards it. With the demographic shifts and focus on the wealth, what would you see the future in next 50 to 100 years?
Again you read. Yavadi?
The success measure for all the nations seems to be around economic progress except Bhutan. India also seems to be moving towards it. With the demographic shifts and focus on the wealth, what would you see the future in next 50 to 100 years?
Yes. We are doing that. We are moving towards it. But the India has a spiritual background in which everything is going on. Anything fails, we have a immediate support in life of spirituality. Nothing has happened. When one of the sages enters the king's palace, Janaka's palace, he will be amidst damsels who are dancing, music going on, everything is enjoyable. The king is sitting and observing all things. A doubt comes in the mind of that sage who enters. What is this? We are all enlightened souls. I have also some amount of realization of the truth. And we hear Janaka has reached the ultimate. But how is that he is sitting amidst the enjoyments? Then immediately the king sitting on the throne understands his feelings and doubts in mind. By his yogic powers, he puts fire for the whole palace and around. People come inside, say, palace is on fire, palace is on fire. The people who are sitting inside are seeing the warmth and the flames coming up. The king is sitting unmoved. He says, Mithilayam pradiptayam name dahyati kinchana. If the whole Mithila burns away, my body also, my family and all things, I lost nothing. The whole kingdom burns off, my family also goes off, my all possessions also get destroyed, and my body, mind, everything get destroyed. Nothing of mine has gone. This is the spiritual identity. This spiritual background is always there, may be covered with ashes for some time, the fire is within. Any time we have a recourse, if everything fails, we have immediate. You see the lives of people, how they toil in life, and when calamities come, when they face dangers, they say calmly, God is there. We trust in God we trust. A day will come. Nothing is permanent here. Happiness or possessions, so also the time goes away. Bad times also go away. Good times also go away. Chakravarth parivartante. This background is there always, for till now it is there, and it is going to be eternally there because it is based on the eternal principles governing human life and governing this universe. The other places, other religions don't have the spiritual background, they have religious background of strict schedules and organized way of living. But you have total freedom in Hinduism, because in India especially, all other religions also in India, we find that understanding of eternity and indestructible, imperishable existence is always there in living awareness of human mind. And in other places it is not there. If my money is lost, I am lost. If my business fails, I am gone. That kind of awareness. So materialism we need, secular we want, but not at the cost of leaving or giving up the spiritual, which gives you inner peace and joy. You will get all this. With that comes all the suffering and sorrows. Look at the children, the future generation, how their life is getting converted into materialist tendencies. They don't want to listen to anybody. They don't want to care for anything. Unless they are born with the past tendencies of having done some great sacrifices in previous lives, great sadhana in previous lives, we cannot expect anybody to save themselves in this modernity. And modernity invariably, first thing that affects is human mind. Tension begins. Speak to a person, just a harsh word, how it revolts. Modern times, we don't have capacity to bear. We have not been taught to accept suffering. In olden days, even in your childhood days, we were given So much of opportunity to be one with nature and conquer our own nature. My child, at least 2 days a week, you walk without slippers to school. After coming back, wash nicely with soap and water. But walk at least 2 days. Wash your own clothes for a few days. Mother is washing now, but at least 2 days you wash your own clothes. What have you given to the world? Small children going to school, father used to ask. Will you sweep the gutters today in front of our own house, which belongs to all? It's to make us wash the gutters. Get down in that keychad and clean. Hardships. They used to make us go through the hardships so that is life. There will be cows at home. They have to take for grazing, wash them, clean them with their own hands, pouring water, taking the water from wells. Plants and trees, they have to water at least once in a week, heavily. So all this grinding, making flour, all this, you have to go on doing every day so much of activities. The hardship. Everything is a play. Like warriors trained for fight. We cannot bear a small shock on the body. A stone falling, somebody has thrown a stone. And I have already started weeping. They are taught even sword pierces your body. Don't worry. Hold with the left hand and fight. That much of courage, strength, fearlessness to face the difficulties, dangers, and at the same time, love and compassion for beings. This is life. Only materialistic development and money will not give you peace. Each pie that you earned in this world is going to be destroyed. Not only destroyed, will bring with it the parampara of suffering. Unless you have compassion for all beings, you are able to love all. Otherwise, it will not give you peace. Small sacrifice will give you great spiritual push forward. It propels, it impels spirituality. So this only spiritual body can never give you joy. It is constantly changing. A little ahead is waiting the old age and death. Old age, you cannot get up and stand. 2 people are required to make you stand. Where your money will save you. But the more you identify with the spirit, oh, body cover, oh, that is all right. My cloth is burning, nothing happens to me. The identity, the more you are spiritual, the more you neglect the external pains and sufferings and try to serve others in their needs. Okay? We have to preserve our culture. We have to preserve our spirituality. We have to preserve and give this to the world, which alone can bring peace and love to all beings. Otherwise, world can never find peace. Vivekananda says, if Hinduism dies off, there will be only hell here and nothing else. Because spirituality, if it is not there, nothing will be there. Yes. Okay. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dritavikraham vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha.